to Review Nation, and today I'm reviewing Five Finger Death Punch's new album, F8. This is their 8th studio album. Now granted, they have changed their sound. Whoever says they sound the same throughout all their albums, you got rocks in your head. In Justice for None, they have a few acoustic backbone songs, and in this album, they incorporate symphonic elements throughout some of these songs. So these two albums, In Justice for None and also F8, they have really changed the sound up a bit. People say that Five Finger Death Punch sound exactly the same. That is bullshit, man. Bullshit. People still got a bad taste from their mouth with Gotcha 6. In Justice for None was a pretty good album in my opinion. F8, well, I'm going to give you my thoughts on what I thought about F8. You know what? Spencer left the band, so we have Charlie Engine on drums. Of course, you got Ivan on vocals, Zoltan Baffery on rhythm guitar, Jason Hook on lead guitar, Chris Cale on bass, and finally we get to hear some Cale throughout this album as well. So here I am going to give you my honest thoughts on what I thought about F8. And it's not all that bad, to be honest. This is a pretty solid album by Five Finger Death Punch. In all honesty, I feel this is one of their strongest releases. Although there are some negatives and also some very strong positives, this album, dare I say, one of their best albums? One of their best albums. I really enjoyed In Justice for None. I really did. Gotcha 6 can fuck off. That was a fucking horrible fucking album. I hated it. But this album is different. It's a very different album by Five Finger Death Punch. Ivan Moody went to rehab. He came back and made a pretty solid album. Dare I say, there are some progressive elements. There's so many different changes. It's a very unpredictable album. Although there are some weaknesses on this album, there are more of the positives. And as a fan of Five Finger Death Punch, big fan of The Way of Your Fist, War is the Answer, American Capitalist, and Wrong Side of Heaven and Righteous Side of Hell Volume 1. I really love those 4 albums, but the rest of the albums are sort of mediocre in my opinion. Seems like that F8 has gone back to their roots, you could say, but they have had a refined sound. So let's go track by track on what I thought of every single Five Finger Death Punch song on F8. We're not going to go through the bonus tracks because they're fucking garbage. It kicks off with F8. So this is a nice instrumental, it really is, and it's about a minute long. And I really love the crescendo build up to the song, the orchestral elements throughout the song as well. Something very different by Five Finger Death Punch's standard. It's a nice build up to Inside Out. Leads on to Inside Out, which was the first single off the album. I love how it's energetic and it's a hard-hitting song. Moody's vocals throughout this song are pretty good. I really enjoy Ivan's dynamic range throughout the song. Cale's bass is so damn prominent throughout this song, and I love the melody of the song as well, and there's also quite a catchy chorus. The melody seeps into your brain. Really enjoy the symphonic elements, and Zoltan Baffery incorporates those chugging riffs that we usually get from a Five Finger Death Punch song. I really enjoy the drum fills throughout this song. The drumming is immaculate throughout Inside Out. But throughout Inside Out, there's a nice transition to the bridge and a build-up to that solo, man. That solo is a very good solo. And I really enjoy this song, Inside Out. Overall, it's the best song off Five Finger Death Punch's new album, F8. I really enjoyed it. So now we move on to Full Circle. Now this is Five Finger Death Punch's second single. I know I'm never going to change. The riffs by Baffery are quite repetitive. The verses are hard-hitting, but I feel that Ivan is manufacturing his anger throughout this song. I don't feel the emotion that Ivan delivers throughout some of these songs. This feels like manufactured anger in my opinion. The chorus throughout Full Circle is very bland and I don't really enjoy it, but I really do enjoy the good chord progression by Baffery. Throughout this song as well, you get a really nice guitar effect. I really love that. Again, there's a fucking great solo by Hook. This is a song that I didn't really like. In fact, I don't really like this song at all. It's called Living the Dream. Oh, it seems we're all living the dream. There's a good headbang intro, but Ivan lets the song down with these cringy fucking lyrics relating to Captain America, relating to Marvel characters. It's an okay chorus. It's not as melodic as the previous songs. The chorus is weak as fuck and I hate it. But throughout this song, you get a really nice refrain. Now this refrain reminds me of the wrong side of heaven, the righteous side of hell, with really nice chord progression and clean guitars.
Seems the path we're on was paved with blood and sorrow.
The song gets slightly better. I really enjoyed the clean vocals by Ivan throughout this song, and I love the solo throughout Living the Dream. The next song is a little bit off. Now, this is the first ballad of the album. It's a good ballad by Five Finger Death Punch's standards. Not as good as Remember Everything. A repetitive song that gets stuck in your head. I like the vocals by Ivan, very clean. And it's something different by Five Finger Death Punch. I like the drumming throughout the song as well. The drumming escalates throughout the song. They incorporate orchestral elements.
Put off today and I could not tell you why. Got a really short fuse today.
Crescendo, how the song builds up to that epic finale, really reminds me of the structure of Blue and Black. What is negative about A Little Bit Off is they repeat the chorus so many times and that annoying dissonant chant. I don't give a fuck about that. From a ballad, we go straight back to a hard-hitting, heavy track, and the riffs are reminiscent to the previous track. This is a very hard-hitting song. It's an angst song. It's got the classic Five Finger Death Punch formula. If you like Five Finger Death Punch, you're gonna fucking love this song.
Can I be one of the two kids?
It's pretty good as well. I like the solid drumming. There's great transitions to clean guitars. Really took me by surprise as well, as there's nice melody and clean vocals throughout this song, but also some very harsh aggressive vocals by Ivan as well. It's just this middle part of the song where it gets all heavy and all of a sudden it just drops and it mellows down with those really nice clean guitars, and I love that.
Long live the fallen idols.
And the song gets better and better. This is one of the only songs I can feel the anger by Ivan. I can hear the anger in Ivan's voice throughout the song, especially throughout that conclusion. Solid track, but annoying fucking chorus. To Be Alone is the next song.
Would you know when someone else has had enough of you? Yes, you. Just take a second.
Some really nice riffs and a really nice bouncy bass by K1. I love how prominent bass is. Really good clean vocals by Ivan, nice layering. I don't think there's any harsh vocals throughout this song. There's a catchy chorus. You get a really nice solo. Like there's a lot of emotion conveyed throughout this song as well. It's a pretty solid track. Alright, so this is one of the weakest songs off the album in my opinion, and it's Mother May I TikTok.
Mother, may I have a moment.
It's a very strange song by Five Finger Death Punch, and I really like how they experiment throughout this song. It's sort of got a, dare I say, a new metal element to the song. There's a classic Five Finger Death Punch sound. There are some nice growls by Ivan throughout the verses. Transitions to those clean vocals. But what makes this song pretty bad is that chorus. I don't like the chorus by Ivan. His vocals are not matching this song at all. But the instrumentals are pretty solid. The drumming, guitars, and bass are very good. Unexpectedly throughout the song, there's a really nice breakdown, and I really enjoyed the guitar melody. So yeah, what I can really commend about this song is probably the guitar solo. The rest is pretty forgettable. So this is a pretty soft song, but it's a pretty good song. It's the longest song off the album. It's called Darkness Settles In, and this is very different. Man, it works on this album. It really does.
Waiting for someone to save me, but everyone's just
Really nice orchestral elements with beautiful, clean guitar. Nice vocals by Ivan throughout this song, and emotion is conveyed. The themes, the lyrics on this song are just fantastic. You all know that Ivan has gone through rehab. He's come back writing these lyrics. Really enjoy that soaring chorus. Now this song reminds me of Remember Everything, one of my favorite songs by Five Finger Death Punch. I love the nice guitar moments throughout the bridge, making it feel epic. And this epic feel builds up to that guitar solo. It all feels like that darkness settles in, builds up to that solo. To be honest, this is one of my favorite Five Finger Death Punch songs ever, and I loved it. So now we move on to This Is War.
Sadistic, narcissistic, demon child. Tell me what did it name to me, it's all the same, and no one's ever gonna be.
This Is War has a thrashy feel, insane drumming throughout the intro. What more would you want? What more would you want? Unfortunately, the lyrics are fucking horrible on this song. They really are. Terrible, cringe-worthy lyrics. There are some really nice solid riffs throughout the song. Another classic Five Finger Death Punch sound, really enjoy it. This song feels like something out of The Way of the Fist. If you like that album, you're gonna fucking well love this song, except the lyrics are way better than The Way of the Fist. The lyrics on this are fucking atrocious. I do enjoy the sweeps, the sweet picking you are getting along with Ivan's vocals throughout this song. Fantastic. This is a heavy fucking song as well. What does it is those lyrics. You can understand everything that Ivan says, and it's quite laughable, to be honest. But instrumental wise, This Is War is an absolutely fantastic song by Five Finger Death Punch. If you don't care about lyrics, you're gonna love this song. Okay, so then it leads on to Leave It All Behind. Very different by Five Finger Death Punch again.
If I took away your one excuse, helped you down and cut the news, would you leave it all?
Atmospheric intro with dreamy electric guitar, and I really do enjoy the atmospheric vibe. The verses are solid, absolutely solid, along with Ivan's vocals. Again, the chorus sounds like another Five Finger Death Punch song. I feel like they are recycling the same old melodies throughout the choruses throughout this album, but I found what the problem is. It's Ivan's vocals. Some of the choruses sound like other songs, other previous songs, and it's his vocals that have the same melody, if you get what I mean. After that chorus, man, you get some really nice catchy riffs. What I love is the distorted guitars transitioning into those clean guitars throughout the chorus. From the verse to chorus, it's a fantastic signature of change. Again, man, hook shines throughout this song. Another solo in the conclusion that makes the song worthwhile to listen to. It's a good song. It's a good song by Five Finger Death Punch. I'm not hating it. It's pretty good. Scar Tissue is the next song.
All the hate you create, they're just doing it, you're so quick to defend facts.
I don't have any problem with this. This is a classic Five Finger Death Punch song as well. It doesn't offend anyone. It doesn't wow anyone. It's just there. Maybe it's a filler song. It's a good song. There's a nice prominent bass throughout the verses. I love the aggressive vocals in the verse as well. The clean vocals in chorus is quite melodic. Again, Scar Tissue. Again, there's a nice solid solo. All these songs have really good solos. Finally, we get a pretty soft song, Brighter Side of Grey.
When the lights go down.
A lot of emotion is conveyed throughout the song, and guitar this hits Ivan very hard. There's symphonic elements throughout the song. Orchestral feels, really enjoyed the introduction. Nice clean guitars in the intro by Bathory, chugging riffs in the verses as well. Again, this is one of my favorite Five Finger Death Punch songs I've heard in a very long time. Clean vocals by Ivan in the verses, really nice emotional catchy chorus. Love that chorus. Hook dominates with that solo. In all honesty, I was a bit surprised. I wasn't expecting to enjoy this album after listening to the first 3 singles. I enjoyed this album, I really did. But then I had to put my critic hat on, and is this album as good as any other Five Finger Death Punch album? Look, it's up there. It's up there. It's one of their best albums, in my opinion. It's not as good as American Capitalist. It's not as good as The Way of the Fist or War is the Answer. I'm going to say it's in the middle. It's in the middle. It's better than Justice for None, and it's hell of a lot better than that goddamn trash bag fucking album, Gotcha 6. This is a good album. It's a good album. There's a few weaknesses, such as the lyrics in a few songs, but throughout this album they go back to their roots, except they redefine the sound, which is something very special to me, because it brings back the old Five Finger Death Punch sound, which I really love. But when I say they redefine, they bring orchestral symphonic elements, making it feel quite epic. I would have liked the songs to go a little bit longer. You can tell they have improved within technicality. This is a really good album with the solos, technicality. At times it's quite proggy as well. But the songs need to be a little bit longer. The songs need a little bit more room to breathe. If you expand the songs a little bit longer, this album would have been great. It would have been great. Overall, I can't hate this album. I really can't. It's above average by Five Finger Death Punch. At first I was going to rate it a 5, but after listening to this album a few more times now, I'm going to bump it up to a 6 out of 10. So this album gets a 6 out of 10. One of the better albums by Five Finger Death Punch. Very impressed with some of these songs. Like I said, Darkness Settles In is one of my favorite songs by Five Finger Death Punch. It would ideally be maybe in the top 10. One of the weakest songs off the album would be Living the Dream, the third single. I didn't really like that. But overall, a solid album by Five Finger Death Punch. Comment below what you thought about this album. So keep discussion going in the comment section below. Subscribe if you want. Tell me what you think about this album as well. Do you agree with my opinions? Tell me if you hated this album. But let's just all say, can we all agree that this is an improvement by Five Finger Death Punch? It really is. I even went to rehab, re-examined his mind, came back with the boys and created a pretty solid album. So yeah, I will see you in the next one.